This is my crash damaged Mazda MX5 and I have won this car from COPART for £1,450. I took receipt of this Category S MX5 a couple of months ago and I have been very busy rebuilding this car, working around my full-time job. Previously, we repainted the old rusty rims to bring it back to life. We also changed all of the brake discs because they were looking a little worn. And the biggest changes are reinstalling the wing mirrors and the newly revived front bumper. Today, the car will be tested if it is worthy for the road. Today is MOT test day. However, we still have a couple of things that needed dealing with before it can actually go back on the road. A couple of the main issues are: one, we still haven't been able to get rid of the airbag error light on the dash, and secondly, the windshield is cracked and requires changing, but luckily the auto glass guy is on the way. He's about, I'd say, 20 minutes away to change the windshield on the MX5. So yeah, he is on the way. I received the call this morning. We are just going to remove all the little trims like the wiper and some plastic trims around the windshield, so that all he needs to do when he gets in here is change the windshield, just to make his life a little bit easier. I started by removing the wipers first, which was only held by a bolt each. I then moved on to removing the plastic trims. Two screws situated on the opposite side of the car needs to be removed first, and then the trims just unclips. I then also gave the area a bit of a clean. So auto glass is finally here. We have got a very nice guy, Michael, with us today, who is going to be dealing with the windshield. So this is our new windshield. She is finally done. Oh my god, it is honestly so surreal seeing the car with a not smashed windscreen. I don't know why it's making me so happy, but yeah, it is making me so happy. But yes, the new windscreen is finally on. It was then time to have another crack at clearing the airbag error on the dash. I actually ended up purchasing a diagnostic tool that can look into airbag errors. This set me back £130. We have three full codes present. The first one is the battery voltage is low. The second one is the ECU module is defective. The third one is that the airbag passenger lamp circuit is faulty. This supersedes my mechanical knowledge. I'm really running out of options with the errors on the car. So the two things that I'm worried about is the ECU malfunction and the airbag lamp issue. I think it is the airbag ECU that needs changing. We do have a spare. I did buy a spare with all the sensors, but I didn't end up changing the ECU that was already on the car because I thought it was fine. Because the error would not clear, I decided to take everything apart, swap out the ECU that I had, and cross my fingers that this was going to solve it. Now that I have put the new airbag ECU on, we are coming up with completely different errors to what we had. So that solves the issue of the ECU malfunction, passenger airbag lamp issue. So I think these errors that are coming up are due to because the part number isn't completely matching. It could be that, so I think all we need to do now is just find an airbag ECU that is fully functioning with the same or exact part number. There's not really much I can do now. I think we're just gonna order a new part and we'll see if that works. So today is MOT day and I am feeling a little bit of pressure because we still have a couple of things to do with the car, like sorting out the front number plate and the rear number plate, But before we can go into sorting out the number plates, there's other things that we need to worry about first. So the first things first is the wheel arch. 1, 2, 3 wheel arches. So they're all from the same year, which is the pre-facelift, which is obviously not my car. Hopefully the correct one is on the way, but it's not gonna make today. So I'm gonna have to try in some sort of way put the wrong wheel arch on, and hopefully the MOT people don't notice. Apart from having to reschedule the MOT 3 times, there is also one very good reason as to why I am having to get the MOT brushed today. But you will have to stick around at the end of the video to find out why. For now, we better get on with it because we do not have a lot of time. So that is the temporary wheel arch on. I put some temporary sort of plastic clips on there, but as you can see, that is not lining up. And underneath, these 2 screws aren't quite lining up. So currently I've got the center console removed. We have the new part for that, and I'm just hoping that this part will work. Hopefully all the errors will get cleared. If that part doesn't work, then we're kind of stuck. We can't have the MOT today. The car can't be back on the road. Here she is, brand spanking new, and that is the same number as our old crashed one, N123S, N123S. Everything rests on this new airbag ECU. If this does not resolve the issue, the MOT centers will not test the car. We didn't even need to clear any errors at all. The airbag error is gone. It's definitely not there. It is gone, guys. There is definitely no errors there. Oh my days, that is so amazing. We literally just replaced the airbag module and that was it. All of the issues cleared. We can finally take her for its MOT. We can't celebrate too early because this is only half of the battle. She will still need to pass the MOT first before we can fully relax. But yeah, my god, at least that is out of the way. I am a Michanich. Talking about on cue, the wheel arch from Rebuild, Revive and Drive just arrived. Hopefully this is the right wheel arch this time. So you know what, we're at it anyway. I might as well put the proper wheel arch on. And it is the correct part number. Here it is, the new wheel arch. Lines up perfectly, lines up to all the holes, and underneath looks good as well. Here are our replacement plates, by the way, from UMR Plates. So if you are in need of a new number plate, they will do anything you want. Glitters, show plates, 3D, 4D gel plates, anything. If you head to their site and use the code MAN15 to get a discount off your next purchase. So I went with a 3D gel, all legal of course. I didn't want something too out there, just something low-key but looks nice at the same time. But yeah, UMR Plates, thank you so much for sending these out. Because we now have an aftermarket front grille, I had to use the show plate holders to hold the front registration plate. I then used a 3M double-sided tape to hold the front and the rear plates. We are finally ready for the MOT. I gave the car a little bit of a scrub, just cleaned the roof, cleaned a bit of the interior and all the sills so it looks good. I have cleaned the engine bay as well. Pretty much everything inside and outside is clean enough so it doesn't put off the MOT tester. But yeah, to get to this point of the build where the car is running ready for MOT is a win-win for me. Even if it doesn't pass the MOT right away, just to get to this stage where we can drive the car, no more airbags blown, all of the seat belts are fixed, it's I think, well, for me, it is such a massive achievement. Getting to this stage, man, it's honestly, I have learned so much. We have come a long way. I bought this car to introduce something new to the channel, but I got way more than that. I fell in love with the process and the satisfaction of just seeing that old thing come back to its old glory, I guess, and it being back on the road. I am absolutely knackered doing this around my full-time job. It takes a lot out of you, but seeing this car like this right now, it makes me feel so much better. It's like you forget all of the hardship, you forget all of the hours and hours just sitting there. How I got to this point with no mechanical experience at all is insane. Yeah, the last hurdle now is to try and get it to pass the MOT, and hopefully it does with flying colours, hopefully. I am expecting a couple of advisories because the car is almost a couple of years old, 13 years old almost. There's a couple of rust going on in there, but hopefully she passes, so we shall see. Here we go. First drive of the MX5. Make sure we don't die. So I've been driving the car for a couple of minutes now. I'm hearing a lot of rattling at the back. I don't know if the suspensions are knackered, but I'm hearing a lot of rattling at the rear end. I don't know if you can hear it, especially when I go over a hump. It rattles quite a lot. I feel like I'm so close to the steering wheel. If the airbag blows up, my face is going to be absolutely smashed. But yeah, this car's actually pretty nimble. It's quite quick. I've noticed. It's so nimble. I love it. I love this car. This is the first time the car has been back on the road since the crash, and it is honestly so nice, and what an absolute pleasure it is. I smell burning. I'm seeing a lot of smoke on the left hand side of the car. I don't know whether the brake is something wrong with the brakes or something. That is smoking quite a lot.
One eternity later.
Yes! MOT has passed, come on! They did say there's a couple of advisories, but I will talk to you when we get home. Jeez, as if crazy, crazy, crazy. I am so happy that the car has passed. It was so tense sitting there waiting. There were several advisories. However, the first one is that the near side, or the passenger side front brake, was binding. I realized that when I was driving, as I got to the MOT center, the left hand side was smoking. I'm seeing a lot of smoke. It was confirmed by the MOT because they put that as an advisory, but not excessive. And the other advisories are the rear suspensions, the left and the right, is on its way out. I realized that as well because as I was driving, I felt like the back was just too stiff. I don't know if the suspensions are knackered. I'm hearing a lot of rattling at the rear end. Yeah, so nothing major. Now that the car is on the road and running, I am just gonna enjoy how the car drives as stock, and then we can get into modifying the car. I have a lot of things planned for this car. The reason why I had to get the MOT done today and get the car road tax is because a producer of a show called Bangs and Cash dropped me a message on Instagram. She wanted to feature me into the show. I think they are currently doing up an MX5 and they wanted somebody to fill. So tomorrow morning we are going to be out and about filming with the MX5. So to end the video then, I hope you have enjoyed this build. Please stick around. This is not the end of it. We've still got a lot of things to do, but if you have gotten this far, thank you very much for sticking around. And for everybody that has been involved with the MX5, you know who you guys are. Thank you so much. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bangers and cash. We've got Christian right here who's been absolutely mint. They were here to film today, and if the MOT failed yesterday, there would have been no filming today.